When most people think about accounting careers, they typically think about tax accountants or auditors, but there are actually many different types of accounting positions. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through my specific role working in financial reporting. I'll explain what financial reporting is, what types of things someone working in financial reporting might do day to day, why I personally love working in financial reporting, and what you can expect to earn in this type of position. So if you are interested in learning more about financial reporting, definitely keep watching. Alright, so first, what is financial reporting? Financial reporting is an accounting team that is responsible for preparing a company's quarterly and annual financial statements. The financial reporting team falls under the corporate controllers group and reports directly to the corporate controller. A little background on myself: my name is Kelly Randolph. I have worked in accounting for over 10 years, and I have worked for both Fortune 200 and Fortune 500 companies, and I'm currently a financial reporting manager. As I mentioned earlier, the financial reporting team prepares a company's external quarterly and annual financial statements, including all of the components of the financial statements such as the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, statement of equity, accompanying footnotes, and MD&A section. And if you work at a public company, the financial reporting team is also responsible for adding IXBRL tagging to the financial statements and filing the financial statements with the SEC. Financial reporting teams are also responsible for working with external auditors, helping ensure the accuracy of the financial statements. In addition to preparing the financial statements, the financial reporting team is often responsible for technical accounting. This means when new accounting guidance is released, the financial reporting team is responsible for researching the accounting codification and determining if the guidance applies to the company. The financial reporting team is also responsible for writing memos as well as the company's accounting policies. In addition, the financial reporting team may also be responsible for internal management reporting. The financial reporting team is often responsible for certain corporate accounting transactions that feed directly into the financial statement disclosures, such as debt and equity transactions, for example. In addition, financial reporting is a very visible role within a company and works with many teams across the organization, including investor relations, treasury, FP&A, internal audit, tax, and various business units. Depending on your role, you may regularly interact with senior leadership, including the corporate controller, the chief accounting officer, and the CFO. If you are enjoying this video so far, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It lets me know you like this type of accounting career content. So now let's get into the types of things someone who works in financial reporting might work on in a typical day. Just a quick note, every company structures their accounting team a little bit differently, so the responsibilities and accounting systems you use can vary depending on the company you work for. But I'll walk you through some typical things someone working in financial reporting might work on. What you work on will often depend on the time of month or quarter. But many times when you are working in financial reporting, you will be working on something that specifically relates to the financial statements. For instance, you might be responsible for rolling the financial statements and footnote support. This essentially means updating and preparing the financial statements with the prior quarter and prior year amounts, as well as preparing the footnote support files. Doing this work ahead of time helps pull work forward and allows the financial statements to be ready for when current period amounts are prepared and inputted. In addition, you may be preparing journal entries related to footnote disclosures, for example, entries related to debt. You may also be preparing account reconciliations for accounting transactions you are responsible for. Another common responsibility is pulling support for external and internal auditors. You may also doing analysis comparing current year and prior year numbers and determining what is driving the change in activity. Sometimes you might be working on miscellaneous ad hoc projects as well. Other responsibilities could include preparing a financial statement tie-out, completing a gap checklist, or adding iXBRL tags to the financial statements. And adding XBRL is actually really interesting, and prior to working in financial reporting, I had never even heard of XBRL or knew what it was. Financial reporting really touches many different components related to the financial statements, which makes it a very interesting and specialized area in accounting. Throughout my career, I have worked in many different areas of accounting and finance, including corporate accounting, general accounting, cost accounting, consolidations, treasury. I was also a financial analyst, and I have worked in financial reporting. And financial reporting has always been my personal favorite area to work in. The reason being is because when you work in other areas of accounting, you are often responsible for one specific piece of accounting. For example, if you work for a business unit, you are often responsible for that specific business unit's accounting. Or if you work in corporate accounting, you might be responsible for one specific area in accounting, such as leases, SG&A, or PP&E. But when you work in accounting, you are essentially taking all the different components of accounting, which in this analogy I will refer to as puzzle pieces. For example, the results of all the different business units would be some of the various puzzle pieces. Then financial reporting puts together those puzzle pieces by consolidating the results to create the company's financial statements. So instead of focusing on one granular area, you get to see the entire consolidated picture or completed puzzle. And I personally think that is really cool because it gives you a much better idea of how the company is performing as a whole. Another great thing about financial reporting is that it is one of the highest paid accounting areas. For example, an entry-level financial reporting analyst will typically earn between $70,000 to $80,000 starting salary. A senior financial reporting accountant will typically earn between $80,000 to $100,000 base salary. Financial reporting managers often start around $125,000 to $135,000 base salary. Then, once you become a senior financial reporting manager, you will typically be earning between $170,000 to $180,000 starting base salary. And as you continue to progress up the corporate ladder beyond those positions, you will typically be earning multiple six figures. In addition, these are all base salaries and do not include any annual bonuses. Obviously, salaries can vary based on the company you work for, your location, and the amount of experience you have. But these salaries give you a general idea of what you could expect to earn working in financial reporting. Another great thing about financial reporting is that it opens many doors throughout your career. Because you are working so closely with the financial statements and the accounting codification, you develop a very strong accounting foundation. You also gain exposure to how upper management and investors think about the company. For example, when preparing the MD&A section, you are often listening to the types of discussions upper management is having about the company's performance. Financial reporting teams often frequently work with investor relations, helping them prepare for the earnings call. So you also gain insight into what information is important from an investor perspective. I personally really enjoy working in financial reporting, and if this is an area of accounting that sounds interesting to you, I would definitely recommend considering exploring it because it is a great career path. I now offer one-on-one accounting career consults where we can go over your specific situation and goals. So if that is something you are interested in, definitely check the link in my bio and the description of this video below. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments. The majority of my video ideas have been coming directly from your comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.